Hi everyone, and welcome back to Art Journal Sunday Prompts. Can you believe it? It has been like eons since I did another Sunday prompt, but so many reasons, really busy, Christmas, just didn't have my mojo, but I'm in the art cabin and it is so warm from the fireplace we had to open the windows. I mean, it's beautiful in here. So anyway, I literally just finished my art journal that I'm going to work in for 2014. I love working in composition books, as you know, because then I have a collection of them. I have about 5 of them now, and they're so full and chock full. I still have my other art journal that I was working in before, but I think I'm going to use it more like a technique journal. You know, this one, hang on, I'll grab it. This one I was working in before. So this is where I ended. This was the last one I did. And I just put I was testing some molding paste, and I don't know if you can see the textures. I was using pencil, so I'm going to put some stains over it. So I might finish this book off with techniques, and I'll still do art journaling in it. Then I might share it, or I might not. So before we get started, I just want to show you the cover, what I did for my book. So it was just your standard composition book. I didn't have my distress it all out here, so I used my scissors, and I might distress it later on when I get my distress all out here. Sometimes I forget to bring stuff out here, but it's getting much better. So I sprayed it with Delusion spray and then just touched it with gold paint. I think it was it Martha Stewart? Somebody gave me that tip a long time ago. I think it's Roxanne Carr on YouTube to use gold paint instead of, that gold leaf stuff. And it's so much less expensive and it looks exactly the same. So I put some of that on these flowers. First I actually grabbed whatever was out here and I decorated it with twine there, and then I carried the twine over here and here. I took a ticket, a Tim Holtz ticket, turned it around, wrote journal. I had some big jumbo stickers. I painted them with black gesso and cut them out. So journal now. That is what I wanted it to say. Like, do it now. Just like the Nike ad, just do it. You know, because I tend to procrastinate a lot. So I just love the way the cover turned out. This cover here is a napkin. I just love the prints on it. So it's just, and you can see that gold paint again across here. So I'm going to get started. My first spread is going to be a 2-page spread. After I got my cover all done, I realized I put it on upside down. But I don't think it really matters because there is a small margin here and a bigger one down there. But you know what? Who cares? Just you and I know, so who cares, right? But I want to do a 2-page spread, so I am going to glue this first page down. So the theme for this entry, and what I start every journal with every January, is what is my word for the year. And it's a word that I try to focus on to get me through the year, and I've chosen the word lovely, I've chosen the word impeccable. And impeccable not meaning be impeccable with your dress and all of that. It's more on a spiritual level, like being impeccable with what you say. And like if you're going to talk, don't talk nonsense. If you're going to speak to somebody, have some worth in what you're speaking. So this year, as I have been contemplating, the new year, and I'm waiting for that neurosurgery, and a little bit of fears have been poking their little head in. So the battery on my other camera died, but I'll just carry on with this. So like I said, I chose the word faith. I have been having some fears and anxieties a little bit about mainly that neurosurgery. But I know in my heart of hearts that it's all going to be fine. But I'm human like everybody else. So I chose to focus on the word faith. And for me, it's not just faith that everything's going to be okay. It's faith in trusting that the universe unfolds as it should, which I believe it does. So why stress and worry? Because it's already predestined. Whatever's going to be is going to be. Take joy in the day that you're in. And yeah, so one day I want to show you guys this photograph. It might not mean a thing to you, but let's see if I can get this close enough. The area that you're looking at is right, hold on. The area that you're looking at is right here. And it is, for me, it's the strangest thing. I'm going to pull it away from the camera so maybe you can see it too. My sister and I were talking on the phone, and we were talking about religion and different religions, and you know, sometimes people trying to sway you from your faith. And I like to call myself a fallen, I'm still a Catholic, but I'm a fallen away Catholic. I don't go to church, but I still believe in Catholicism, and I'm a true Marian Catholic, meaning I love Mary. She is like my person. I love Mary, lover, lover, lover. And whenever I seem to be stressed or something, I see Mary. I've seen her. I had a blood clot in my lung once. I saw her outline in the curtains of the hospital. That story is so incredible. I was lying there with a blood clot in my lung in the trauma unit. There was a young girl in the bed beside me. I didn't know who it was. She had, her aorta had collapsed, and they were using the same blood pressure cuff on me and her, and I was really worrying about her. She was in dire straits. I mean, I was, but I knew, you know, I was worrying more about her. As it turned out, my girlfriend Carol, the one who just got married to her boyfriend of 30 years, and they went to Hawaii, both me. And so can you just imagine from Carol's perspective, she could have lost two friends that day, side by side, in the same hospital, side by side. I looked up, I saw Mary in the curtains, and I knew we were both going to be okay. I ended up having to go have really serious surgery done. She had a transplant, heart transplant, like it just was a lot, you know. But to this day, we are just buddies, and we're both fine. And I know it's because I saw Mary that day. So on this particular day, I was talking to my sister about faith, and I could see the image of Mary through my curtains outside. No one else can see it, but I can. There is the hood to her veil right there, her face, her eye, her I can see her. So I'm using this for my art journal page, and I'm going to try to define what I can see so that everybody else can see it too. So that's what I'm going to start working on. First of all is sketching her out. I'm going to use a black Sharpie pen for that, and I am just going to sketch out my image so everyone doesn't think I am cray-cray. As you can see, I'm just sketching what I see in that image. I don't know. But it's my image and my eyes and my belief, and I believe I see Mary. So I'm just going to continue on. I'm going to take some pretty blue paint, and where did I put it? I brought some things. I'm outside. So I'm just going to paint her veil, and I don't want to do her eyes just yet. I just wanted to get that basic face outline of her and go from there. What I've done so far is I glued her on the left-hand side of the page. It just seemed right. And then I sorted drawing her veil and extending it out all the way across the bottom of the page. Now all of this stuff you see here, that's all going to be covered up, so I'm not worried about it at all. Some texture on the back part of this page. Now this page is going to be glued into my art journal, but I just didn't think if I painted this directly on the art journal page, I think it might sink through. I have some strips of canvas here. I don't even know what I was using that for. I was just using it the other day. But anyway, I trimmed it off. So I'm taking some stickers, and I'm going to spell out the word faith. And then for the ones that don't have the full, like the T, is there, I'll use the negative. And I am going to spray it with maybe, I don't know what I've got out here. I'll spray it or paint it with something. And then this is just going to be like a mask for the word faith. I use the spray very lightly. They are so strong though, but let's just peel away our stickers. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So it's just, and this was just a negative that we would have normally thrown away. The letter I. So hang on to your stickers, people. Even the ones that you've already used, hang on to the negative parts. And it gives it a cool little element. So yeah, I think I'm going to try and free this up a little bit and put it, it's going to go here on the end. And I'm going to, sorry, I didn't even have the camera. I'm going to fray the ends because it's canvas and it's going to go there on the end. And then I'm still going to play around with the background a little bit. I found this old piece of wallpaper when I was at the thrift store. I asked the lady how much it was and she said I could have it. And I just want to incorporate it in this page somehow. But before I do that, I'm going to take some bubble wrap and some gold paint. And I'm going to do some cool bubble wrapping with gold kind of all in through there. It's fun getting messy today. Honey, drew some eyes on her. Just very simple little eyes. She's in prayer. This looks like a big hot mess, but it will not. Bear with me. Bear with me. So now I am going to finish Mary's dress in here. So I'm going to put some white paint. I'm using that Amsterdam acrylic. They're quite thick. And I'm going to mix in, like once the paint is on, I am going to mix in some really pretty mica flakes. Look at my hands, wowzers. But see, I'm outside, so it's not like I can go and wash my hands unless I go stick them in the snow. So, yeah. It's still lots of fun. This is looking really pretty. I love how it's going to turn out. How it's turning out. Just letting that sit over there for a while so those mica flakes can dry. And then down here I have my faith thing on canvas that I frayed. I also have the coolest email that my daughter-in-law Shannon sent me after she knew I chose the word faith. She found this and it says, "To my fears from me. I want you to know it's over between us. We've had a crazy ride this year, but I found someone new. I'm getting back together with Faith. We have big plans for 2014. I can't let you hold me back any longer." And I was like, oh my goodness. So I made it bigger, and that's kind of going to be my journaling on the page. And I'm just going to put it over here after I do some things to it. So I'm going to play with some pan pastels. I got a stack of them. These ones are mostly neutral colors like burnt ochre, you know, burnt umber, those kind of, and this one's a yellow ochre. So I'm just going to use exactly how I would with Distress ink. I'm going to kind of crumple this page up a bit, tear it around, and distress it with the yellow ochre pan pastels, and then I'm going to spray it with hairspray to set it so it doesn't smudge all over everything. So I added that little piece of wallpaper. I cut it out and made a scroll to trying to get away from the sharp edges of the picture so it all blends together. And I stapled our word faith on there. And then I'm going to add my little thingamabobber. And I'm just going to add a few more embellishments and then it'll be done. So I added my word for 2014 because it's faith. And then I just journaled on the side an image of Mary that appeared to me. And this page was created on Sunday, July 19th. Sunday, July 19th. So here is my completed page. My vision of Mary that I saw in my curtains out of my bedroom. And I just sketched in what in my mind I could see. And I did the wallpaper behind and the gold elements in it. And it's picked up in the gold messy background there. And I had some of these cute little beads. I got an advent calendar from Linda Lapotka. I think it was last year or the year before, and it had all these fun things in them. I'm still finding treasures in them. So those were some of the pretty little beads in there. And then how I used faith as a stencil on a canvas. Of course, these things always look so much better in real life because of the texture, like the canvas and the mica flakes. And then I found this beautiful bead of this bird. I was going to make a rosary out of all the little beads, but then I thought, no. When I saw this bird, something just spoke to me about this bird just flying free, because you're free of your fears when you choose faith. And I have journaled about this multiple times, about choose faith, not fear, so many times. And it's just a mantra. But for me, this year, it's going to be very, very, very important for me to remember that. So my word for 2014 is faith. Oh, thanks a lot for watching and staying with me. A little bit rusty, but I'll get back into it. And I hope you like my page, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.